What is racism? Racism, without using the word,
Can't use the word racism.
Can't use the word. That's I'm trying. A discrimination against a minority class of people in order to create an imbalance in the society or a hierarchy based on something that is undetermined as of color, race, the color of your skin, or maybe even color of your skin.
Can you be racist against Asians?
Yes.
Can you be racist against white people?
I believe that you can have prejudice against white people, but in the way that this country was built and the way that this country has been founded and the way that there are many laws that have taken place, specific like where you were talking earlier with the whole reparations debate.
What's up, YouTube? Hope you guys are feeling good. Today, guys, we're back here into a new video. Today, we're going to be checking out Charlie Kirk. Okay, this is college girl convinced white people hate her for being black. Here we go again. The victim game is about to play out. According to Charlie Kirk, if you love kicking us, this video, since already this is going to be a victim mentality. It's terrible. This kind of video always get me pissed. Well, let's check it out. Know how to do it, guys. Let's get right into this video, guys.
Who's up? Disagreements? Yes.
Disagree.
Okay. How are you?
Hi. Yes. I don't know am I supposed to say my name or just?
Want to.
Okay. My name is Gigi. I guess I'm mostly on the side of disagreeing because I feel like I don't think that behind this presidency, I don't think that this country is headed towards a bright future. I don't think that under this presidency that we are going to stand united. I think that it is going to divide us even more and that it is dividing us. And I also don't think that this presidency is built on a love of all people. I feel like whenever I hear Trump specifically talk, there are notions of not black people specifically, but people of color being seen as murderers and rapists, and it's specifically targeted towards brown people. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is, my question for you is, do you think this country, or do you think that Trump is going to do the American public right in the overall of his presidency?
Yes.
Okay. Are you worried about the state of this country under his presidency when it comes to economic setbacks, when it comes to another Great Depression, when it comes to stocks going down, et cetera, et cetera? Are you worried that
No.
he is going to do anything like that?
I don't have those concerns. And by the way, inflation's going down, and the price of eggs is going down, everybody, big time. But go ahead. I want you to thoroughly complete your argument, and then I'll say something.
Okay. I guess basically the point of my argument is I think that President Trump, and I think that this country's view, especially when we're coming now into DEI and we're coming into defunding of Department of Education, we're coming to taking the Tuskegee Airmen out of being taught.
That has been reversed, just for the record.
Okay.
Tuskegee Airmen.
But there's been multiple other things besides Tuskegee, but also the whole debate on critical race theory, teaching slavery in schools, teaching black history, et cetera, et cetera. These are things that are being targeted specifically when it took years and years to even get them in place. I think that this country is built on using the Bible, not even 100 years ago, to defame and to dehumanize black people. There has been use of the Bible specifically when people used to come into the church and talk about how slaves should obey their masters, and how that's what the whole relationship between white and black people were. I think that this country specifically has a lot of racist rhetoric that is built in, that is not being targeted. I think that.
So let's try to find
yes.
some common ground. Is that okay?
That's fine.
Can you give me a definition of racism?
racism in terms of, I will say, okay, before I
You
give...
use the term,
Yes,
so I want to make sure we're
that's
talking
fair.
about the same thing. Is that cool?
Yes, that's fair. I will say that I will state that I am biased because I will be speaking as a black person specifically from the United States of America and not anywhere
nice.
else. But I will say racism is a discrimination against people of a minority that does not have a... Okay, what is racism? Racism, without using the word...
Can't use the word racism.
Can't use the word. That's I'm trying. A discrimination against a minority class of people in order to create an unbalance in the society or a hierarchy based on something that is undetermined as of color, race, the color of your skin, or maybe even color of your skin.
Can you be racist against Asians?
Yes.
Can you be racist against white people?
I believe that you can have prejudice against white people, but in the way that this country was built
Hypocrisy.
and the way
This
that
is where
this country
hypocrisy
has
comes
been
in.
founded and the way that there are many laws that have taken place, specific like where you were talking earlier with the whole reparations debate, there are many legacies of white people in this country that...
Guys, just... Okay, let's just all take a breath. Gigi's talking.
Which I also would like... I feel like that kind of comes into... Yes, we're not all from this country. This is a country of immigrants. This is a country of people
So
from other
let me give you an
countries.
example.
Yes.
If a group of black individuals, which happens unfortunately so often, say, we want to go beat up Whitey, and they go beat up a white person, was that a racist thing that they did?
I would have to ask for further context, but yes. Based off of that,
Cool.
yes.
So, but then let's go back to your definition, because your definition was that it had to be the exercise of power. I'm going to make your definition better for you,
That's
because
fair. That's
the
fair.
exercise of power against a minority group.
Yes.
But in that case, it wouldn't be, because it would be a group of black individuals versus a white individual.
Correct.
So wouldn't a better definition of racism be a human being or institution prejudicing or stereotyping against anybody else because of their race?
I do agree that is a better there's a better definition in terms of how racism is used in society, in terms of setting people behind not having equal amounts of opportunities in these institutions, specifically colleges, jobs, et cetera, hospitals. But that is my point. I feel like in this country, we don't talk about enough, and I think that under this presidency...
Don't talk about what enough?
We don't talk about the history and the impact of long-term racism in this country against minorities.
Can I just press pause?
Yes.
That's all we've talked about the last 5 years. I mean, but hear me out. 1619 Project. We have entire black dedicated channels on Pluto and Hulu and Netflix. We have reoriented the entire national dialogue towards, we had the President of the United States, Joe Biden, take a knee for Black Lives Matter, to have racial reconciliation seminars, to have non-stop race obsession. So I think we've talked about it thoroughly and properly.
So do you think that black people in this country have equal opportunity and are treated equally as white
Absolutely.
people?
So let me prove it to you, okay? So Gigi and Charlie. What can Charlie do that Gigi can't do?
Okay, I don't know anything. I don't really know much about you. I don't know
Based
like
on the
what
law.
you're capable of.
No, just
I
on
don't
the
know.
law. What am I allowed to do on the law that you are not allowed to do on the law?
On paper, nothing.
That's equal opportunity.
But on paper, yes, that is true. Like, I was born under this country. I am a citizen of America. I am an American. I am a black American. I am a follower. I am a child of God. We all are. I 100% stand on that. But I think that basically what I'm trying to get at is I feel like in order for us to have these conversations and to keep having these conversations, we need to have a specific platform that we're able to meet each other on the common consciousness of this society. And I don't think we can have these conversations if we do not understand that black people specifically, because I really can't talk about Asians. I'm not Asian. I can't talk about other people of color. But black people in this country specifically have never had the opportunities to bring themselves back up. When you're talking about the destroyment of the black family, that also came with a big chunk of the Reagan administration, which was forever and whatever ago.
How is it the government's fault of why dads aren't around?
I mean, we could get into the whole, like, the rhetoric of crack babies and crack drug dealers.
So, but isn't it a decision to take drugs?
Oh, no, 100%.
So, and it's a decision to commit crimes.
Yes.
Okay, so the government didn't do that to them. People decided to take drugs.
That's true. But do you feel like these populations or these communities have, in statistics, been overly populated by police officers?
Well, so you seem like a really sweet person. So I don't want to try to be too intense. Is that cool?
Go ahead.
What percentage of America is black? 13%, right?
Yes.
What percentage of the murders in America are committed by black people?
I don't know the specific statistics.
Guess.
It's 50%.
It's 60%.
60.
So maybe when you do 60% of the killings and you're 13% of America, more cops should be around your neighborhoods.
But there's no cops there's not an equal number of cops in the white suburban neighborhoods
Because
in the
there's
same
not as
neighborhood.
much murder.
The same neighborhoods that are controlling the coke, like they have cocaine in their houses, but it's not treated the same.
And this is okay, Gigi, because it really is flushing out our different worldviews. You look at cops as if they're there to catch you and get you. We look at cops as they're there to protect and serve and help us.
And that's only because in this country, I mean, police used to be able to drag black people out in the streets and hose them down and sick dogs on them and tear them apart. And we never really had the conversation that where do we get away from that?
We definitely had the conversation.
After
George Floyd, the whole country blew up under the conversation. Okay.
Yes, but it was a big standing on, should cops be able to do this? It's almost as if when a black person is murdered by police or at the hands of the police, the gun, bullet that came from a police officer's registered gun.
On average, how many times a year would you say a black person killed by police?
I mean, at one point it was happening
Unarmed.
at least. Okay, if it was happening at least last year, it was going on about. It was at least a month that it was a major case. But in terms of the average city, I don't know the average city.
Right?
I know though, but in terms of what actually makes it to major media, because not everything.
It's the Washington Post's own database, left wing, 10 black individuals a year. So here's my contention.
Go ahead.
So you have a population that dads are not around, that is very, very murderous per population capita, that is very violent, more likely to be involved in gangs, and we, as conservatives, look at that and we say, wait a second, like the problem is within the community. The problem is not the government. The problem is not the culture. The problem is not the history. Instead, really what needs to happen is black leadership, black pastors, and black dads need to go into the black community and say, we're better than this. Cut the killing, cut the violence. Do you know the most, one more point.
Go ahead.
Who is, outside of heart disease and all that, what is the number one killer of black people in America?
I know about like diabetes, but
fellow black people. A black person is far more likely to be killed by another black person than anything else. Black people are a greater threat to their own people than any other community. So it's not like white supremacists coming into these communities and they're mowing down. It's black on black gang violence.
But that's not okay. I just like to go back to something that you said earlier about like how it has nothing to do with the government. History of black people in this country has everything to do with the government. At one point, the government allowed and pushed and raised forced slavery. That was something that this government did. They made laws in the improvement of segregation. So in terms of the long history, you can't take out the fact that government has played a major institution.
Of course, government plays a role. But let's take you, Gigi. How did government... You got to move over, man. You're blocking their view. Can you please move?
No, I'm good right here. I'm not disrupting anything.
You are. They can't see. You're blocking people. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, but Gigi, let me. Yeah. All right. So, Gigi, let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
How did that legacy of slavery prevent you from getting to this school and having a great career?
I think that, okay, I'm sorry, I got kind of distracted. Can you
That's
please
okay.
restate your
So,
question?
Gigi, what I'm trying to do right now, I'm going to give you a warning, is prove that your own life experience is actually at odds with some of the things you're saying. Is that
Yeah,
cool? So
yeah,
here you
continue.
are at the University of Tennessee, correct? You're a student.
Yes,
You have
yes.
the whole world as your oyster in front of you. You could study hard, you're going to graduate, you're going to do better than most people in probably the community you came from. Just guessing. I don't know your background, but based on how you're talking. How did the legacy of slavery get in your way?
I will say the legacy of slavery got in my way in the way that I am not a legacy child here. I would say that it got in my way in the way that my parents, my grandparents were not afforded the same, were not at one point even allowed to be on the property of this school. I think that that is one of the things that has gotten into this way.
But you're
No,
here. It didn't
no,
get in the way.
that's-
So
that-
here's the attitude I want you to adopt, Gigi, and I'll close with this. Instead of just looking at everything in the past that's wrong and bad through a victim lens, say, you
But
know what?
it's still
One sec.
going on. Okay,
One,
I'll let you
one sec.
I'll let
Say,
you
you know
speak.
what?
I'll let you speak.
I'm an American, and I'm going to use my mental energy to say, despite all of that, I get to succeed and flourish and prosper as a black American at the University of Tennessee. You are a living embodiment, Gigi, that you can still succeed as a black individual.
I would just disagree from the simple fact that I feel like there are a lot of barriers, there's a lot of obstacles, there's a lot of prejudice just in somebody might look at me and not even assume that I could
How
even
do you
get
know
into
what they're
the
thinking?
I'm not saying that I know what people I don't know what people
just
are
said
thinking.
that.
I'm saying I can assume from prejudices that I know exist in this country.
Hold on a
even
second.
in
I got to
this
go
day
time out.
age.
And you know what? If you walk around here and you go see, this happens all the time, and you see a white boy with the short shorts and kind of acting all, you might say, he's only there because of his parents.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, it happens a lot at these southern schools, right?
I mean, it happened. I mean, I was raised
So
in Michigan.
everybody has to overcome some form of bias, prejudice, or stereotyping. What's most helpful? Let's stop talking about it so much and talking about how we can apply ourselves to become better people and better citizens. Thank you so much, Gigi. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're coming again. Oh, yeah, it goes again. This is all about the race aspect of it. It's like, lady, she's a very knowledgeable person, but she's still playing the victim game. And that herself pisses me off every time. Because you are an American. Even if your forefathers were being treated differently than you understand? At the time, racism was really high. There was a group called KKK, Triple K. There was the white people who do not like black people. Such error happened. You understand? And racism, for me, is a very terrible thing. But when it comes to black people, they take it more seriously. Like, frankly speaking, for a black person, a black person can never be racist towards a white person. They call it prejudice, which is the goddamn bullshit. What is the definition of racism? Discrimination against another race, irrespective of you being white, Asian, brown, Mexican, Hispanic, yes, Mexicans, Hispanic or black. As long as you are discriminating against another race, that is the full definition. You don't come here and tell us that you don't feel like a black can be racist against a white. It makes no sense. You get me? It makes no sense. She come here, she's playing that victim aspect that she's been treated poorly. She's been treated badly. Her four fathers were treated badly. They were actually enslaved in the history of slavery. We know that history. We know what has happened. But if you keep on dragging the past to the present, you will never move forward to the future. I keep on saying this in literally all my videos. A video I just checked out a few minutes ago. It's exactly the same thing. Just black people are coming out to play the victim game, which is very, very annoying. Do you understand? Critical race theory is really affecting a lot of people's mind right here. It's really affecting a lot of people. I'm not saying history does not matter. History really matters. But if the present that we are all living in is trying its best to make corrections for the past, you don't drag the past to the present. If not, you won't be able to see a bright future. Do you get me? Because right now in America, there's nothing. Charlie Kirk, And Gigi, I think her name is Gigi. Gigi cannot do what Charlie Kirk can do. Gigi can also do it. You understand? As an American, you are equal. You all have equal rights. We all have equal rights. So you don't come here and play the victim game again, because we've dealt with racism. Do you understand? Even if you tell me institutional racism still exists, there's places you go for job. Once they see you are black, they won't give you the job offer. That is goddamn bullshit. Some people will come here and tell me that it's because of that name. They won't give you a job, or they won't give you the job, or you won't be able to enter a college because of your name. That is the bullshit. It's terrible to hear that. Currently in America, if you tell me 50 years ago that's happened, I will believe you. I won't doubt you for any reason. I won't doubt you. I'll say it's true. It happens, which is very, very bad. And that is if I'm going to protest against that. But currently in America, for the past 10 years or 15 years, let's put it 15, the aspect of racism have gone down drastically. It has actually reduced. That is what I'm trying to say. That's exactly what Charlie's trying to say. We have to leave the mentality of victimhood, of playing the victim game, of being a black. It's not easy to be a black person, or over policing. They're treating us differently. They see us as crime, as bad people. No. Black issues is coming from the community, from a black community. The aspect of fathers not being around in the home is a very big issue that people are taking for joke. It's a very big issue in black communities. And a lot of black people don't want to tackle that. They don't want to talk about that. They just don't care. They feel like it's your life. But it's turned into a cultural thing in the black community. Their father will leave, whether go to jail or leave the mother, or the mother is going to divorce the father because of the government. So that subsidized motherhood for black people. So they'll divorce the man so the government will pay the bills. That is bullshit. All the fathers are dead, allowing the kids to grow without a father figure in the home. It is really, really bad. It is really affecting black homes. And that is what people are not talking about more. This is something that is really serious, that is affecting the black community, that people are neglecting. A lot of people who commit abortion right now is coming from black families. It's coming from black homes. A lot of them is coming from black homes. Over 60% of crime committed in America is coming from black people. Why? And they are only 30% of the population. It's crazy. The margin is big. Like, it's big. And you say that they are over policing. Like, seriously? This is a serious argument we all have. And even if people don't like my video, even if people do not see what I'm saying, that is your business. The clarity, we all have clarity right here. It's for us to accept the issue at hand and figure out a way to solve it. If not, it will keep on reoccurring. And all the statements Charlie talks right here in this conversation. This black girl, her name is Gigi, right? She did not take that aspect of lack of fathers in the home. She didn't take it personal. If you observe her reaction, she don't care. She feel like it's the government that is at fault. They keep on blaming everything on the government because government is like a body. It's multiple people. You won't blame it on a single father who left his children, or a single guy, a single black man who have 10 baby mamas. You won't blame it on him. But if it's a blame it on the government, you are wide open to speak out. That is the government. Comment down below, think about this video, give us a thumbs up, share this video to as many as can, subscribe to the channel, guys. We'll see you guys in the next video. This girl, she's really a bright student. She's someone who talks with more maturity and someone who's sensitive, because some other people will come here who start blabbing and insulting Charlie, and I love how the conversation was actually respectful. That is, I give that big thumbs up. Share this video to as many as can, guys, and how to see you guys in the next video. Make sure you stay safe.